Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about Malevolent Darkfall's Vial, and this will be a walkthrough video so that you guys can see how we cleared it, as well as a couple tips and tricks so that you know what to look for, as well as how to avoid certain attacks. So the very first thing I want to get out of the way is this piece of content is geared towards veteran slash min-max players. You do need an incredible amount of damage in order to complete this. So if you are still rocking 400% potency or below, I do not recommend attempting this simply because the boss will kick your butt and you will not have enough damage to fully clear it within the time limit. Because as we can see here on page 2, there are two fail conditions. The first one is if you or any of your teammates die a total of 5 times, you will automatically fail the mission. And the second condition is there is a time limit of 15 minutes in order to kill the boss, and the boss has a metric butt ton of HP, so you need the damage in order to clear this. But enough of me yapping, this is the fight right at the very beginning. It's fairly simple during phase 1. You literally just need to get used to the boss attacks. You just need to see the boss attacks and anticipate and counter. This is incredibly great for bravers simply because the majority of our damage is based off counters. So when you do a lot of fearless attitudes, a lot of weapon actions, you are able to pump out quite a bit of DPS. And as you can see here under the boss's HP, my DPS is hovering between 33,000 to 35,000. And it later goes up to 40,000 because you break the boss, you get some couple of photon blasts, and there will be some opportunities to deal a lot of damage. So what I recommend here is going to be, of course, a Techer as well as a Ranger, simply because the Techer can buff everyone in the team and give everyone some more damage as well as defense up. And then, of course, the Ranger has the Blight Round or the Weak Bullet, which allows you to deal additional damage to the boss as well. These two are incredibly powerful classes, which will definitely become necessary, especially if your team's DPS is just on the borderline. It allows you to play a lot more recklessly, allows you to do, get away with a little bit more mistakes, because if you make 1 or 2 mistakes over here, especially when you don't have those classes, it is incredibly easy to mess up and totally fail because you don't have enough damage. However, again, as you can see here, the first phase is relatively simple. He's just going to be doing these swipe attacks as well as these tail attacks. And once you get to about 80%, he will do this attack. You simply just throw up a wall and you're good to go. It's very, very simple. Now right after that, he will explode and it just goes back to his main rotation where he will just swipe a couple of times. As you can see here, swipe 1, swipe 2, swipe 3, and swipe 4. Then he'll also spin around in circles, and it's relatively easy. All you need to do is practice, 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 and you will nail down the first rotation very, very easily. Now, once you get the boss to about 70%, this phase will begin. You'll get a nice little cutscene, and now it's time to basically play Fortnite or Minecraft, where you have to build a bunch of walls around you to protect yourself from a bunch of lasers. As you can see, there's like a billion lasers aiming at me, so you have to put up these walls to protect yourself from these lasers. And as you can see here, we basically hide behind all the walls so that the lasers don't absolutely obliterate us. This part will take a lot of practice. This part is very tricky at the beginning because you kind of have to work together as a team. You can split up and everyone do their own thing. However, personally, I recommend everyone working together, meeting in the middle, and just building a wall around you guys. It doesn't have to be a square. It can be a triangle or whatever shape you guys want to do. Hopefully you guys have a Fortnite pro in the group that's really good at building, because you might have boomer players like myself which don't know how to build things very quickly. But once that is over, then we enter phase 2, where the boss starts adding a bunch more attacks, which makes it a lot more annoying. So on top of all his regular attacks, he now has these laser beams that always come in. He's got this giant purple explosion that also happens. And yeah, he's just really, really annoying as he adds a bunch more of these quick attacks, which kind of break the flow. So you just have to get really used to all of these attacks, and just, again, it just boils down to practice. However, a nice little tip on this second phase is after he does the single swipe over here, he will always do the laser beams afterwards. So that swipe that we just saw there, his next attack will be laser beams. So that's basically the only tell that has helped me the most, because those laser beams were always sniping me from behind, and I would always mess up my combo because it would knock me down, and then I would just get chain CC'd and take a lot of free damage. And when I'm on the ground, I'm not able to deal damage, and it causes my DPS to plummet. But as you can see here, here, you know, we're still able to sustain about 34,000 DPS, which is pretty good. Now, the second phase is going to take some time because the boss is just that tanky. It has that much HP. So, you know, you will be wailing on this boss in the second phase with all his crazy attacks for quite a while. However, eventually you will make it to the next phase over here where the boss runs away and he drops 4 of these pillars. What you want to do is you want to break these 4 pillars, and that will push you to the next phase. So you see there's pillars, and then there's a bunch of attacks coming out of nowhere. What I like to do over here is I just use Mars. I literally activate my Mars, and since my Garm has inbuilt lifesteal, I can ignore all of the attacks. I can literally just left click and just beat up these pillars and just heal up all of my HP and ignore everything that the boss throws at me. This is what I do during this phase. It makes me pretty much invincible. And then of course, whenever the Garm is fully charged up, you use the weapon action. You simply hold down the weapon action and then you slam it down. As you can see, I'm about to do that right now. This charge right here, boom, you know, a free 43,000 damage, pretty nice. And then we're just breaking all of these pillars. We break one, we move on to the next one. It's important that if you do have a ranger, that everyone work together on whatever pillar is blight rounded, because that way everyone does additional damage and you can get it to the purple charge faster, which lets everyone deal even more damage. So yeah, it's very important that you guys do this. And now you can see we're on the last pillar over here, or the 4th pillar, and once we destroy it over here, we will get an additional pillar. You'll get another cutscene. You'll see right here, we get a special cutscene right here. He's about to slam the 5th pillar, and this is the final pillar that you need to break before you basically beat the boss, and he's just going to constantly spam this attack. There's going to be a bunch of purple ones, which you can weapon action, and then a bunch of red attacks, which you cannot dodge or weapon action, so you actually just have to avoid them altogether. And he's just going to be spamming these attacks over and over again until you actually break this pillar over here. So yeah, it is a little bit annoying with all these attacks coming. You know, you kind of have to deal with it, but don't worry, stay strong, and you will destroy the pillar eventually. And as we see here, we break the pillar and it goes into the final phase. This phase is basically free. The boss is just in this state. You just got to break this crystal and then you beat the boss. Very straightforward. It actually doesn't have any moves. It doesn't do anything. So yeah, you can use your Mars Hydra over here, or you can be like me where Photon Blast and then use my Brave Combat to finish the boss. And bada bing, bada boom, it is dead. And then last but not least, everyone wants to know the loot, of course, and the loot is actually pretty insane. We got 10 Joindia capsules as well as a bunch of high Dominas. We got 3 high Stira Dominas, 3 high Kavaris Dominas, 2 high Ret Dominas, as well as 3 high Ale Dominas. So yes, if you guys see the Altia Domina price is absolutely free falling, well, it's because, well, if you're able to clear this, you're actually able to get all of the materials needed to craft your Altia Domina very, very easily. Now for my friends who want to see the full run uninterrupted, I will leave it at the end of the video so that you guys can see it. At the very beginning, I really just wanted to walk through the key points of the fight because this fight isn't that difficult. It just requires you to deal a lot of damage and it forces you to play incredibly aggressive to adapt to the situation because the boss is going to be throwing a lot of different attacks at you and you just need to know how to handle all the different attacks in quick succession while DPSing the boss. And that's where the pressure comes from. It's usually, hey, it's either I'm dying too much or I'm not dealing enough damage and we run out of time. So again, it just boils down to practice. You just need to run this 100 times. If you die 100 times, so be it, but you learn from your mistakes and eventually you will be able to clear it and get better at this boss fight. Now, before all of that, of course, you need the gear to back up the damage, because if you go in there with LC augments, chances are you're not going to clear it in time due to lack of damage. I'm locked in, guys. Locked in. Bro, how did I hit 43k so quickly? What the frick? The power of OP. 100% CPU activated, yeah. Yeah, we're sustaining 38k. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I'm holding aggro. When Anira's not here, I have a chance, guys. When Anira's not here doing insane damage, I can hold aggro. Anira too strong. Back at 40k. Whoa, hide in this little corner. Lol. Yeah, the walls. Oh, wow. See, if I miss one counter, it really messes up the rhythm for me. Elemental down for this boss, really good. Yeah. Freaking cubes, yeah. Pretty crazy, man. Five minutes and 20 seconds. Holy cow, that's so much more time. Where did they go? Well, pick one. All right, I'm gonna follow the blight round. Use launcher, yeah. It's just practice. Honestly, it's just practice, and of course gear. Gear also plays a big part, right? Knowing how to play your class as efficiently as possible. Knowing the boss attacks, how to sustain high damage. There's a lot to it. But yeah. Time does look a lot better. One more minute in our party, oh no. It's okay, guys. I still love you guys. It just means that we need to try harder. We need to go on our training arc, Kick W. Oh, cake. Is Cake okay? Oh. Maybe it's just me that's lagging, I guess. I don't know. I saw them standing still for... No, wait, no, they are standing still. Are they meme beaming or something? Oh, maybe they're really high in the sky or something. Oh no, they Marsed. Cake's just standing there menacingly, yeah. Alright, last pillar. My gosh, that was scary. And KO. Wow, we did it. Woo! Stellar Blade next. Let's go. Screenshot. Yay, we did it. Ran out of rest aside. I was wondering what was happening. Hey, TY for carry, guys. Yay. We did it. Woo! We did it, guys. Woo! Oh my god, look. 10 Joindia capsules. What? 10 Joindias? 3. Oh my god, so many high Dominas. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.